Hi everyone. So I wanted to make a post about why I started a GLP-1. I've been on it for over a year and so far I haven't made one. So I've been thinking about it for a couple days. I just wanted to kind of talk about the key points that made me want to have it. Do the shot. So I've been overweight most of my life. As a kid, I really wasn't, but growing up, like middle school, high school, I remember being bigger, on the bigger side. And I remember in high school when South Pole, those clothes were in, I used to wear like a size too big and like tuck it into my shirt to cover my stomach. And I used to wear, from Eblin's, I used to wear sweatpants to like hide anything. But in 2017, October 4th of 2017, so almost 8 years ago, I had weight loss surgery. I lost about 100 pounds, a little less than 100 pounds. I went from 272, which was my highest before the surgery, down to 178. I remember that. I was in medium clothes. And, I had finally decided, I can do this. I got this. But then I hadn't found anybody that I wanted to have a baby with, and I was dying to have a baby. It was something I wanted to have, my whole life. I wanted my own baby. Even in high school, it was like, if I got pregnant, I wouldn't care. I wasn't that irresponsible, but, so I decided I wanted a baby. Obviously couldn't do it the regular way. So I went to a fertility clinic and got inseminated and got pregnant. When I finally got pregnant, I stopped using all the habits that I've learned. People told me things like, you're eating for two, you can eat whatever you want. And I listened. I was stupid. I knew I shouldn't have listened, but I listened anyway. When I got pregnant, I was at 225. And then by the time I gave birth, I was over 270. I don't remember what the actual weight was before, like with her in my belly. I don't remember what that was. But I do remember stepping on the scale before I left the hospital, and it was 265. So I had gained, 40 pounds between getting pregnant and having her. So then after that, after I had her, I'm going to throw in some pictures at the end of, my heaviest weight and what I looked like when I was pregnant. But after I had her, you only have so long after your weight loss surgery to lose the weight, or your body doesn't get rid of it anymore. I didn't lose any weight. For almost 2 years, I was between the 265 and 272. I was tired all the time, even though I'm an insomniac and I can't sleep. I was tired. I didn't feel like doing anything. I didn't feel like walking anywhere. I was just tired. I was exhausted. I had no energy for anything. And then maybe a year and a half later, two and a half years later, it was more than that. I'm going to say like 2023, because she was born in 2020. So maybe 3 years later, I went to the fertility clinic to talk to them about having another baby. And she was honest with me, and she told me that at my current weight, it would probably be harder to have a baby. They suggested that I see a weight loss clinic and gave me a referral to the weight loss clinic that I use now, which I love. I love them. My provider is great. If I need to up my dose or lower my dose, she doesn't even question it. She's like, oh, okay, that's fine. At the weight loss clinic, she initially did bring up GLP-1s, but I told her no, I wasn't interested in that. So she said, let's do the blood work, because obviously they do initial blood work for, A1C, all of your cholesterol levels, all your everything like that. So she said, go do your blood work. And when you come back, I think it was a month, when you come back, we'll talk about your options. And I said, okay. So in that month, I did a little bit of homework, research. I watched TikToks. I read everything. I even called the fertility clinic to make sure that it was okay that I take it. And they told me that it was fine, but I would need to stop 2 months before trying to conceive again. So obviously trying to conceive is on hold right now. So the next time I went into the weight loss clinic, I said, all right, I want to be on a GLP-1. I think I, made her, snap back because she was thinking I was going to argue and I didn't. But, the reasons that I decided to do it was, I was tired of thinking about food all day. Food noise was so loud. It's all I thought about was food. When I was eating one meal, I was thinking about what I was going to eat the next. I wanted to feel better. I wanted to not be so exhausted from, being overweight. I wanted my diabetes to go into remission, which right now it is. I wanted to work on my health. I've been on my GLP-1 for a year now. My insulin resistance numbers are back down to normal, and my A1C is at a normal number of 5.3. So I'm no longer on metformin. I'm no longer on anything. I have a CGM that thankfully isn't going nuts right now because I just replaced it yesterday, and sometimes the first 24 hours are kind of insane and it's alarming all the time and makes me crazy, but this time it's fine. And so I'm doing so much better, and I'm so happy that I started this journey. I don't know where I would be if I didn't, because I was so miserable before. My family doesn't have great health, so I was just scared of what was going to happen if I didn't start taking care of myself, because it's coming earlier and earlier. My meme was, I think my dad's mom became a diabetic with her last child. She had gestational diabetes, and then it never went away. I'm not sure when my mom's mom had started with diabetes, but so she had diabetes, my dad's mom had diabetes, my dad's dad had diabetes, so not really the healthiest. So I was really hoping that I could work on me, and I needed to do this for me, not for anybody else. I did it for my daughter because I wanted to be there for her. I didn't want to be so sick that I couldn't do things with her. So, that's why I did it. So if everybody else wants to tell me your stories of why you did it, that'd be great. All right. Bye, guys.